Hello and welcome to another Game Nexus hardware review. Now this is going to be a rather interesting one. This was a random video camera I found at Salvation Army, and believe it or not, this was only 99 cents. It was kind of one of those, it had a 2 GB SD card, and for $1, it was worth it for the SD card alone. Now this is the Slick by SimpleFlix digital video camera. Basically, kind of like how the Click video cameras with their little USB things and various other cameras, like I think Sony had their own take on this. This was basically an attempt in 2010 by this company to make a quick camera for people when they're making YouTube videos, because now you can buy this camera. If I can find how much the retail was on this, I will place it on the screen, maybe right here, right now. But as I said, this was 99 cents at Salvation Army. In fact, as of the filming of this video, I found this yesterday, and here's the whole deal. Made in China, distributed by a company in Tennessee, and yeah, it's a cheap little video camera. But we got the box here. There's this random plastic tray. I don't know if that was actually factory or if somebody just jammed it in there, but here's the video camera itself. I've already gone to the liberty of installing a few batteries in it, so it's already there. And then here we have the aforementioned SD card that came with it, which I was kind of happy that the SD card was in there, because that was kind of the linchpin here. If the SD card wasn't in there, I wasn't going to bother with this. Plus, the nice part here is you have your USB cable. I'm not sure which one this is, what kind of USB cable, but it's the kind that a PlayStation 3 controller uses. Then here's the AV cable, which just uses a phono jack, and you get composite video and mono audio. And then finally, it's got this little tripod, which is another thing that was rather intriguing, because if this is a standard tripod mount, I could use this for other things. So I just want to have the camera and a fairly small tripod. And it actually is made of metal, which is surprising, so that's not too bad. And other than that, as I said, you got the pouch. And the only things legitimately missing from this kit would be the software CD, which I'm sure was full of terribly outdated software, and the instruction manual, which if I really need an instruction manual for this, I'm sure I could pull it online. But here's the camera itself. It's a rather small camera, and if we open it up here, there's a little power button. On the side here is where your three AAA batteries go. I've already installed those. There was one rather dodgy looking battery that was in the box, so I just threw that right away because I knew that wouldn't be good. But if we turn on the camera, you just hold the little power button here, and it makes all kinds of cool little noises. When I first had inserted the SD card, nothing happened. So then I pulled it out, blew into the slot a little bit, because, you know, I'm a Nintendo kid. If something doesn't work, you blow into it, and sure enough, it works. But sure enough, then it worked. And according to what I can see here, you can get just over an hour of video footage in 640 by 480. And then you can also take digital stills here, which I will show you in short order what everything looks like on this little camera. But basically a square LCD screen, and you can kind of see here, you're not going to really see it that well, you can see the open JVS well, you can't see because I'm not in frame, but there's the open JVS arcade cabinet and some various arcade stuff over there. The quality is okay from what I can see, but it's kind of one of those things, even in 2010 this wouldn't have been great. But now, oh wow, it must have it must have a timeout on here, so if you don't do anything for a while, it just saves the battery. That's actually pretty nice now that I'm thinking about it, and you wouldn't expect that. And then here's your tripod mount, which of course our little tripod here, or even the tripod I have my phone sitting on right now that I'm recording with would also work. But that's enough of talking about it. Let's go ahead and film some footage with the camera itself. I'm going to stop the footage on my main camera here, and I'm just going to kind of do like a once around over by the arcade cabinet and the all my 3D printed action figures, and I'll probably have a bit of a comparison of the footage from this and what my like modern Samsung Galaxy A55 phone would capture, which of course is going to look a lot better. But let's go ahead and turn back on our camera, and we're going to press the button. And as you can see, it's now recording video footage. And at this point, I'm going to stop the footage here. And now, as you can see, we are showing you the direct feed of video footage from the camera. This is the front room of my house here. And you can see, well, I don't know how well you can see. In person, I actually just Windexed the glass on the arcade cabinet. It seems like it's having a decently hard time of focusing. I don't know if you can see it there, but over here, that's where the tripod with my phone is still actually sitting, because I legitimately just stood up and came over here. Now I'm going to just kind of take a look at some of my action figures here that I had 3D printed. As you can see, it's from the actual little screen I'm looking at right now. It's doing a decent job, but it looks kind of like old. I don't know if anybody who is watching this channel remembers, I used to have a digital camera that I'd use for still footage. It's probably like that quality, if not worse. But what I will do is, as I'm panning across some of the figures here, I'm going to try to capture, like right now I think, when I'm going across the top ones here, I'll try to capture some of the same footage using my phone and kind of side by side them. But that's basically your footage. And let's go ahead and try to get some of the finer details on the Virtua Fighter stuff here, and just kind of give you what it's going to look like when you are recording footage with your video camera here. And I'm going to go over some of the other action figures I have over here. I'm going to try not to move too much, because I've had a lot of these like cheaper cameras that if you kind of do the Batman whip pan like that, you're not going to see much of anything because it's a rather low quality camera. And the footage doesn't exactly look great. I'm kind of curious as to how long we can keep going here without the thing going off. I think with my old digital camera, I could do like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and that was kind of the limitation. And some neighbor outside right now is like beeping their horn. If you can't hear it on the video here, knowing my luck, I probably have my finger on the microphone, and I have to dub this over, but it's kind of pouring rain out right now. But yeah, that's basically what our fancy video camera here looks like. Just give you an idea of the overcast look with the rain. And in fact, now that I'm looking outside with it, it actually looks a little bit better than all the indoor light here. Just want to come on back to the coffee table here and back to my camera. This is where we were. See, this is what you were looking at before, but now with this cheap little camera. And here is some of my like DVDs and stuff, and then of course there's the Naomi 2, original Naomi, that you had seen in one of my previous videos here. But yeah, that's the general gist of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of digital stills that I will then compare to digital stills I've taken with my regular camera, and we will discuss. So that's a whole 4 minutes of video footage with this. So let's go ahead and cut to those digital stills that I'll show a comparison, and then I'll do my summation at the end here. Okay, and just for fun here, I just thought I'd go outside and kind of do a quick pan of my backyard area here and just kind of compare it to how the footage would look on my regular camera. Just kind of getting you more of a natural light than the indoor interior light of the house. We can't really give you any sun because today's like an awfully rainy day, so that's all you got. And I'm going to come out in about a minute and do the same thing with the phone as a bit of a comparison. And I've also taken a few stills out here as well just to show you what a 2010 YouTube video camera would look like. Okay, I am now back from my taking the camera all around, as you had seen there, and I just got out from outside, and you can see here it's got some features on the side. 4x digital zoom, which basically means it just zooms into the picture. Built-in LED light, which is on the front here. Then it has color display, which I guess was a big deal back then. SD memory slot, and the screen opens. I guess that's supposed to indicate there, but all in all, for what it is, a cheap little camera, it's not bad. It takes okay quality video, feels okay in the hand, and of course, I got it for 99 cents, so there's no world here that I'm going to complain about this. For the SD card alone, the 99 cents was worth it, but you know, something I could have a bit of fun with and try out. If I had to say, if you were just somebody starting out in YouTube in like 2010 when YouTube was still kind of at its infancy, this probably would be a nice little device to have. In 2025, in this day and age when we can all take HD video with our cell phones, it's a nice little novelty and a fun thing to show somebody and be like, hey, look, this is what cheap consumer video cameras that were made in China were like. So that's one thing I want to say is, if you're like me and you're into technology and you like to have fun with something like this, if you see something in the 99 cents bin in Salvation Army or Goodwill or any of your stores, check that like a lot of the stuff is included in the box. And if it is, you know, give it a shot, because it could be something fun, or hey, even something you could make a 10-minute video on YouTube and show people a glimpse at history on how YouTube could have been in the past before everybody had smartphones. Because you got to remember, the iPhone came out in 2008. So by 2010, everyone didn't have phones that took good video yet. I mean, even like the best cell phones were still kind of okay. But yeah, it's a nice little device. It's a little bit of fun. Would I say buy one as your main YouTube camera today? Probably not, unless you're going for like a vintage look and you just want to go for the no cash spent type of videos and be like, you know what, here's what it looks like, and I'm a YouTuber from 15 years ago. But it's a fun little curiosity. And as I said, if you're like me and you like technology, you see something like this and it looks like it's okay, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, you had 99 cents just to see what it was like. But yeah, this is a fun little device that I bought for 99 cents. Oh, and the microphone's over here. I finally figured that out in the very end of the video. But yeah, this has been another Game Nexus hardware review. And as I said, if you see any fun little devices, give them a shot. They won't become your daily driver, but there's a bit of a curiosity, and I've been able to bring you this obscure technology video just for fun. Well, this has been another Game Nexus hardware review, and I shall see you later. Bye.